vlog. This is a spoiler-free reading vlog. Hate Marie with the I will rain hell on anyone who ever hurts you again. Hello my lovelies, welcome back. My name is Viry for those of you who are new here. Okay, I had to start this video now because as you all saw on the thumbnail or title, we are doing a reading vlog. I am attempting to finish my January TBR. I have, what day is it today? I have about 9 days to finish 2.5 books, which I think it's completely doable. I wanted to start this video now because I actually did start reading this book a few days ago, and yesterday it picked up and now I'm so invested and I couldn't put it down, and I went to sleep till midnight and I was really tired. I had to try a little bit extra hard on my makeup because I just looked exhausted. So long story short, this is our reading stack. We are starting off right now with Redeeming 6 and I'm already halfway through the book. I just had to stop somewhere good last night because literally an hour before I was going to go to sleep, I got into the most intense part of the first half of the book. I'm like,
okay, I really need to get to a good part of the book because I'm falling apart.
I have to pick up this book. I cannot stop thinking about it. Other two books aside, I have Abby Jimenez here as the backup because I know that this one's going to make me cry because it made me cry yesterday. And I need a happy book, and I'm really hoping, because Abby Jimenez can make me cry too, so I'm really hoping this is more of a happy book. And then lastly, I have a romantasy book, and that's Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I feel like this should be good too because this is supposed to be a standalone from what I remember, so I shouldn't be left in any cliffhangers or anything like that. I have a good variety going on. We're doing a reading vlog. This is a spoiler-free reading vlog. That's it for this babbling. Grab a drink, get cozy, and let's get started with this video. Okay, this is gonna be crooked because you're on my pillow. I really want to read this book, really bad. I want to sit down and read uninterrupted. So I feel like I'll read a little bit more right now, maybe just a few more chapters because I am very tired. And then I will read uninterrupted tomorrow because this book is so sad right now. It is so sad. We have reached that part of the story where everything blew up with Shannon and Johnny after Johnny's incident. And the thing is that because we know what happens in the Lynch house, I know every bender that Joey's going to get into. I feel like it's really interesting seeing Joey and Aoife's perspective of everything that has happened because there were so many things that I didn't really pick up on the first two books because Joey and Aoife were not the main characters. I just wanted my baby girl Shannon to be okay, and I want my baby boy Joey to be okay. This book is hurting me so much more than the first two books. The first two books were really painful to read through, but these, my eyes have been watery the whole book. Emotional support animal! Emotional support animal! But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I am in chapter 75, a little bit over halfway through the book. We're on page 432. I'm really scared. I'm so scared because I know that if I read a few more chapters, it's not going to go uphill from here. We have not hit rock bottom yet. That's the hard part. I know we have not hit rock bottom yet. Once we hit rock bottom, it's just gonna have to be uphill from there. And I don't know if I want to hit rock bottom before going to sleep and then just uphill tomorrow, or yeah, I'm having such a hard time because I want to keep reading this book. Literally, that's all I have been thinking about today. I'm so obsessed with this book right now. I literally cannot stop thinking about it. I'm obsessed, and it's becoming an issue. I think the only thing I've actually annotated, there's this part that says, if I didn't get you away from me, I would end up destroying my world. Because that's what you are to me, Aoife. You're my whole goddamn world, wrapped up in one girl. They talk a little bit in between, and then Aoife says, I'm the girl who wholeheartedly wants you. I'm the girl who wholeheartedly loves you. The hurler, the mechanic, the boy, the protector, the asshole, the lover, the addict. All of your versions, all of your shapes and colors, I accept them all. Do you not see why I like them so much? I love them so much. I'm gonna go cry a little bit while I read. I hate Marie with a passion. And Darren, don't get me started on Darren. I did not like him in Shannon's story, and how dare they? How? Okay. Last note of the night, because I'm kind of tired and I think I'm gonna go to sleep after this chapter. Gypsy. I love Gypsy. Okay, good night. Okay, I wish you could see how chill it is here right now. Leave my chanclas alone, please. My dog's being a little brat right now. It's his witching hour. Yeah, you're being a little brat. Remember when I said I'm only gonna read one more chapter? Yeah, that didn't happen. I read quite a bit. I'm in part 10 of the book. I have this much left. I think I have a little bit over 150 pages to go. I did not read at all today because I knew I was going to be busy. I wanted to not be interrupted while I was reading, so I decided to wait until the nighttime. I even requested my boyfriend that I cannot be interrupted while reading this book. I have a cozy setup for now. I'm probably gonna switch to headphones, but I do have some lo-fi music. I have sad boy Bart Simpson lo-fi music in the background. I have the lights on. I have my neck light so I could read better. And then I have a poppy I was drinking earlier for dinner that I didn't finish. I'm almost done with it and I kind of want to get another one. But I don't know how many of these I can have in a day since it is prebiotic soda. And then I have my water filled up. I am good to go. Yeah, so like I read a lot and I stopped where book 2 basically ends in Keeping 13. Joey is in rehab, so I stopped there specifically because I know that these next few chapters will be hard, but it's only uphill from here. I was able to rest easy knowing that I'm not going to pick up the book and start crying again, because I knew this was going to happen going back to the Lynch house, but Marie's abuse was so different from Teddy's abuse. It's hard because Marie's a victim herself, but the way she treats her kids has no excuse. And then everything Eve was going through and stuff like that. Oh boy. Okay. It can only go uphill from here on now. Also, I was not excited for Lizzie's story, but knowing what I know about Lizzie now, oh my god, are all of these books going to break my heart? We're gonna put on the lo-fi and start reading for a bit. Okay, so my genius, wait, hold on. Music's literally playing in my ears and I have no idea if I'm talking loud enough. And I can't find my phone. Okay, so I had the genius idea of not turning on the camera for whatever reason, even though I was tearing up, cracking up, crying, and laughing, and doing everything but recording my reactions. But anyway, I have the leather is falling on my book. I'm in chapter 135, page 698. I have maybe like 80 pages to go, and it's feeling very cute and very fun now. Not lighthearted necessarily. There's still very deep moments. There's so much that happened with Joey that of course it's going to take more than just like apologies for everything to like get settled. They're very sweet and touching moments. There's one specifically where Edel, if you know who she is, you know, I just gushed over so much. It's not even romantic, it's just the motherly love, and that's exactly what Joey needs, and I just love that for him. And it's this: and I already told you that we're keeping you, she chuckled. Finders keepers, Joey love, you're mine now. My heart. Oh my god, Joey just needed that, just needed the hug. Or when Gibbsy hugged him, I'm like,
my boy just needs a hug.
but he needs a hug from Aoife. And we're finally with Aoife again. Gibbsy! Okay, we're gonna make this fast because my camera looks like it's about to die. I just finished redeeming 6. I might have been carried away by the moment. I don't know. But honestly, this is a 5 for me. I did not think it was going to be a 5 at the beginning. I really didn't, because at least the first few chapters, I'm just like,
this is feeling a little bit dragged out considering how it left off and knowing what's going to happen next because of the first 2 books.
but this is a solid 5 for me. Like, no questions asked right now. And again, I might be in the moment, but Joey and Aoife's relationship, it just destroyed my heart. And the ending was so precious, and I just wanted Joey to have a happy life. I loved Aoife and how strong of a partner she was for Joey. It's very much that "but I love him, daddy, I can fix him" kind of situation. I'm pretty sure this is like a Taylor Swift lyric now that I think about it. But yeah, definitely like one of those situations of like, I can fix him. And normally I'm not really into those kind of books, but I feel like the way it was approached, especially with Joy's background, and I know that in a lot of other books there's always a lot of trauma, but the way it was done in this book, it just really explored every angle, if that makes any kind of sense. Yeah, I really do love Aoife in these 2 stories, but Joey is like the reason why I adore these 2 books. It's the reason why it's a 5-star for me. Joey's character arc is just wow. Like, I knew we were going to crash and burn and hit rock bottom before it started going uphill. I knew that was coming because of the first 2 books, and it was still so hard to read, so hard to get through, but I just couldn't stop reading. And I just love these characters so much. Oh, my camera's gonna die. Joey and Aoife, they stole my heart. They really stole my heart. This is a 5 for me. I loved saving 6 and redeeming 6. Loved it so much. I love this book so much. If there's anything I recommend, is reading these books. Take your time because they're very heavy, but I recommend them so much. I'm gonna go obsess over this now. We're back on my couch. We're back on my couch. Okay, so I'm picking up another book today. I am going to be reading the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. I'm very excited to read this. I already did start it because it worked out perfectly. This was the book I had prepared after The Boys of Tommen, because I knew it was going to like break my heart. I needed something a little bit more lighthearted, but Abby Jimenez can really break my heart at times too. So I'm hoping this will be very rom-com. However, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, because it's already a little bit serious. So I actually ended up getting the audiobook on Libby, and it came through literally yesterday. I'm just like,
Oh, it's ready!
and I was just finishing The Boys of Tommen, so it worked out beautifully. I did start it already. I was taking my dog on a walk, and I wanted to listen to something while I was walking. So I did get to like chapter 3. And so far, the reason why I say this might break me a little is because our main character, Sloane, it seems like her fiance passed away, and she's grieving, right? It's been 2 years, she's grieving, and this dog just jumped into her life, quite literally. And that's kind of where I'm at. Literally just started not that long ago. See, I'm like in page maybe like 26. So I didn't really like listen to too much of it on my walk. I actually have Disney's oldies playing in another room, but you're in a dream, nostalgic insomnia relief, open window. Basically, I'm listening to Disney music in the background just to kind of like get in the mood. Once again, I have my nightlight. Y'all, this is like the best investment I've made. And then I have my drink that I actually saved for my reading time. I have my Poppy here. I did not have it for dinner. So we're gonna crack that open. And here's my dog playing with my stinky socks. And yeah, we're just gonna read maybe for like an hour or so. Let's get cracking. Okay, we're gonna do this really quick because I have to go to work. I am about halfway through the book. It's been a pretty easy book to get through. I don't know if it's because of the type of book I read beforehand, but it feels a lot more fast-paced, like the couple getting together and stuff like that. It is kind of what I was looking for though, something kind of like sweet, fluffy, not too serious. It does have some serious aspects, but not as bad as saving 6. I wanted to give an update because I am halfway through. So we have our main character Salone, who is grieving her fiance that had passed away 2 years ago on the anniversary of her fiance's crash, because her fiance was in a motorcycle crash and then a month later passed away from those injuries. During the anniversary of the crash, she was kind of having like a bad day when suddenly this dog jumps through the sunroof of her car. She's trying to take care of it and stuff like that, trying to give it back to her owner, but the owner is MIA. We then later find out that Jason, the owner of the dog, actually was in Australia in a very like remote area. He had no signal and someone was supposed to be taking care of that dog and they did not take care of the dog properly. Salone and Jason kind of are going back and forth in between texts and like phone calls and stuff like that. At first it's all about the dog, but eventually they kind of like begin to develop a bit of a friendship. Jason right away makes it clear that he's kind of into her and stuff like that, and then they meet up in person, and again it's just like their relationship building up. Jason turns out to be this up and coming singer. He's about ready to go on tour, so his career is just like really taking off. He's been doing pretty good, and now he has this really big tour that he has to do. That's kind of like his background, right? He's like this golden retriever guy. He's always making it very clear that he likes Salone. He's very upfront with his feelings. He's very respectful about the fact that she was grieving her husband or her fiance. She needs to move a lot slower than a normal relationship would. It very much is just like a cute romance book. It's building up the romance. It's building up the friendship. I feel like Jason does a lot of sweet things for Salone, and Salone is obviously trying to learn how to move on without feeling guilty. Like I said, because there is that aspect of grief in it, there are more serious topics, but it's not soul crushing like the Boys of Tommen series, which I'm glad, because I don't know if I would have been able to do another sad book. But yeah, I think so far it's been pretty cute. It's been fluffy. It's been exactly what I wanted. And I think personally, if I have more time to read today, I probably would finish it today, if not tomorrow. And that's kind of my update with this one. Do I have spinach in my teeth? It's the next day. As you all saw, I finished the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. This is going to be a 3.5. I feel like it did its job. It was a good book. It was fluffy. It was cute. It was that sweet little buffer that I needed in between because of the heavy book that I read before. But I think overall, one of the notes that I was reflecting on was seeing Abby Jimenez as an author grow, because this is some of her earlier works. It's very interesting seeing her grow as an author, because this one's very much your typical rom-com. Girl meets boy in a meet cute, has a sweet romance, there's some adversity they have to go through, happy ever after. I think it's really nice to see how her newer series have a lot more depth in their characters. These characters all have some kind of background that is interesting but not explored as much. The main focus here is definitely the romance, and that is kind of like the plot. Like I mentioned, enjoyed it. It had its sweet spots, it had its cute moments, it had moments where I'm just like,
that is so dumb. Why?
That's usually how I feel with rom-coms in general. There's always that like third act breakup situation where I'm just like I think one of my favorite things about this book, and I think in general I've noticed a pattern again with Abby Jimenez books, is that like the men in her books are very upfront with their feelings. There's no guessing whether they're into the girl or not, especially like from the main character's perspective. You right away know that this person's interested in you because they make it very clear. I think overall it's a good book. I enjoyed it. 3.5 out of 5. As for spies, I think there was one spy scene, just one, so I'm gonna say a 2. We did get some intimate scenes. We led up to some parts, and we did have one explicit scene, so I'm gonna say a 2 for romance because there is like explicit scenes. But yeah, cute book. 3.5 out of 5 with 2 for spice. Putting this aside, we have one more book left, and that is Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I have to make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. We're going to go ahead and get started reading this. I actually have to work right now per usual because for some reason I have gotten into the habits of doing my updates right before work. I don't know why. So we're not picking it up right this instant, but we are going to start reading this. Yeah, let's do that. So I am finally sitting down to pick up Nocticadia. How would you pronounce this?
Nocticadia.
Nocticadia. It could be Nocticadia. Have I been saying, is it Nocticadia? Okay, we'll find the scene and put it in. I have little conversation hearts because I don't know if y'all know this about me, probably not, but these are my favorite candies. I love these. So we have a little snack and we're gonna start reading. Prologue, let's go.
3 more tumbled after, 2 from her nose.
So I did not record at all yesterday. I was beyond busy because of work and I was just really stressed out and in a not such a great mood. So picking up the camera felt like a chore and I just needed that moment of reading to myself. But I did read a lot. The moments where I couldn't actually physically sit down to read, I would listen to the audiobook. But I did get pretty like deep into the book. I'm in chapter 30. I read this much. I'm a little bit less than halfway through the book and we wrote some notes. Okay, we wrote some notes. First and foremost, Angelo is disgusting with multiple exclamation marks. Multiple, a lot. Disgusting. Gross, absolutely gross. I remember why I wrote this. Blah. This is like a dark academia kind of book and it takes place in university. Nocticadia, which is the university, is like in an island off of Maine. Nocticadia is supposed to be an Ivy League school and this girl got into it just by some miracle. The only way to get there is by taking a midnight train that takes you to a ferry to get to the island. Just the whole scene with the train was totally like a Hogwarts moment, but make it university and make it not magic. Turns out it's pronounced Nocticadia. Reading the scene in Nocticadia reminded me a lot of Harry Potter. So I wrote that down. And then the other notes that I wrote down are more recent, stuff that I just read last night and today. So Lily is our main character. She's not rich. Her mom passed away and her stepfather is kind of a bum and her sister is in a school that's supposed to support her mental health. Lilia was paying for half of that tuition. It turns out that her stepfather couldn't keep up with the payments and she has like a 30-day extension or something and she's freaking out because she doesn't have enough money to cover the tuition and she is trying to figure out what to do when her friend from like back home tells her,
hey, I recorded myself once when I needed cash fast and it was like nothing that showed my face, nothing that showed who I was, and it really helped me out. You should try it.
Like an OnlyFans but like for voyeurism. So she's just over here desperate, so she decides I'm gonna do it because what other chance do I have to make this much money? And so she does it in this professor's class. His name is Devrick. So he actually catches her recording but he doesn't know what she was doing and takes away her phone. When he goes back to his office, he like looks at the phone and realizes that she was recording herself in his class playing with the bean. He's just kind of like upset because he has this really like major thing with this whole NDA about his classes and stuff like that. She's freaking out because she's just like,
there's a video of me playing with myself and he could probably see it if my phone didn't lock.
And so he pretends not to like see it and gives back her phone. And so then she accidentally uploads it to the website and was panicking the whole time because she had like a moment of regret and like did not want to upload it anymore, but it was already too late and she couldn't take it down. And so after he had seen it and found out that she was going to upload it to the specific website, he ends up looking up the website to see if she uploaded it, and she did. And he gets pissed off and it's just like,
no, she must bring it down.
Again, she doesn't know he saw it. She doesn't know he's seen it on the website as well. And so he's part of the secret society and like calls one of his like frat bros basically, and it's just like,
hey, help me take down this video.
Bro's just like, okay dude, I got you. They take down the video and I like took a picture of this because I didn't want to type it all out. It says, smiling, I eased back in my seat. If she was desperate for money, she'd have to find another way of getting it. I refuse to let a whole population of swinging dicks ogle her. I'd fuck over every other person who posted there and burn the site down before I'd let that happen. And I'm just like, oof. And the thing is that right before that, I don't know if I already mentioned that, but he was just like, I wish I could say the reason why I want to bring this video down is because she signed an NDA and the information that we're teaching is private, but I just don't want them to see her. I don't like the idea of this many people seeing her. But anyway, that's where we're at. It's been pretty good so far. The tension between the two is interesting. So let's keep reading and let that tension build up. We're a little bit over halfway through the book, and I did not pick up my camera at all yesterday because, again, another very stressful day. I've just been having a very stressful week in general, and I decided not to pick up the camera. So here we are picking up the camera. I made myself a little coffee, an iced coffee. Very good. And then I have some crumble cookies here. I have 2 halves of a mini to make a whole cookie. That's my little snack. We're gonna go over Nocticadia really quick just because I am already at the halfway mark and I feel like I can talk about it more confidently now that I have a lot more information. This story follows Lilia, who is a 20-year-old that was going to community college. She witnessed her mother die in this very gruesome death. No one believed her. They all thought she was hallucinating or it was just the trauma of seeing her mom die. After her mom died, she ended up basically taking care of her little sister, and her stepfather was quote unquote helping. She took on a lot of that responsibility, and her sister had a mental health decline as well, to the point where they needed to take her to a school that would help with her mental health. Because of that, she ended up not being able to go to university and went to community college instead, where she was trying to take some classes while paying for tuition for her sister's school. She ended up writing this one paper where her professor from community college really liked it and recommended it to this one other professor from this Ivy League. Basically, it's a fictional Ivy League called Nocticadia. They liked it so much that they gave her admissions to that school, and the first quarter or the first semester at the very least was fully paid for, room and board, tuition, everything. Lilia, after some turmoil, finally decides she's going. She ends up going to the school, very dark academia kind of vibe for this book, and she gets placed into 2 different classes automatically, and one of them is from Professor Bramwell, Derek Bramwell, and he is studying an organism that is basically what killed her mom, but it's very top secret to the point where you have to sign an NDA to be in his class. But point is, she wants to stay in this class because this is the organism that killed her mom and she wants to find a cure for it. That's kind of the gist of it, the story. And obviously this is a teacher-student romance. There is a relationship starting to develop between Derek Bramwell, the professor, and Lilia. Yeah, it's been good. I think the other update I'll probably do is when we finally get to this scene so I could place it. Here we are. We have our snacks. We have my dog over here. And we're gonna get some reading done because I have a full hour of uninterrupted reading that I'm looking forward to. So let's read. I don't know if this is the exact same scene, but I think this might be the scene of their first kiss. I think, just because I know she's wearing a skirt and how everything happened, it kind of reminds me of this. So we're gonna place it here for now, unless I find another scene that fits better. So pretty. Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna be there for now though, just so it could stay too. I was gonna do my nails and listen to my book, but I kind of just want to sit down and read. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was able to get the audiobook through Libby. So I have been listening to it today while doing errands and stuff like that. Now I kind of just want to sit down and read because I haven't had the chance to do that. And I'm choosing reading over watching the new season of Bridgerton. So I want to finish this book. I'm getting to the point where I want to just finish this book. I have this much left and I kind of just want to see if I can finish it today. I'll rain hell on anyone who ever hurts you again. Ah, Charo! Emotional support animal! Mwah! So normally I show an aesthetic shot of closing my book to show that I finished, right? I can't do that. I can't do that here because it's going to spoil something big. But I finished! I finished! I just wanted to read this little bit because I like it. So she's asking for the truth, right? That I would kill for you without a beat of hesitation or remorse, and yet at the same time I could be reduced to nothing more than a pile of ash without you. I am weak for you. And that is it. That is a wrap, y'all. I'll give my final thoughts about the book tomorrow and closing remarks. It's the next day, it's morning, my throat hurts, it's really dark, but if I push this closing remarks / review, I'm probably not going to be able to record it because I can feel myself slowly falling sick. I took some Robitussin and I'm hoping that helps. We finished Nocticadia and I thought it over and I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. I think it was a good book. I really enjoyed myself throughout the whole book. I think the ending is what was just kind of like dramatic. It was very dramatic actually. It took me a little bit off guard, but not in a bad way. It just felt a little bit rushed, and I think it's because maybe it's supposed to be a standalone, so we had to really tie up the loose ends. I think overall, if we talk about the romance, the tension that they had, the pining for each other, since it's like a forbidden romance, it really did build up, but I also feel like they could have gotten to know each other a little bit more once they did start like getting together and stuff like that. It was very much like relying on the sexual tension. Regardless, really enjoyed it. I think my favorite part of the book was just the overall writing style. It's just that very gothic atmospheric vibe that I get that's so good. This whole time I thought this book was going to be a romantasy, but it was just like a mystery romance with fictional elements in it because it's like a new disease and stuff like that they're trying to uncover. Obviously the school does not exist, so obviously it's very, very much dramatized and fictional. There's a note at the beginning saying that, but the author did such a good job of making it feel like it was real, and it just transported me to this very gothic, dark academia, gloomy everyday kind of vibe. The writing is definitely what pulled me in. It's pretty straightforward. There's not too much overthinking anything. You definitely know you're going in with the idea of it being more of a romance heavy book. There is a lot of mystery to it. The ending was interesting. That's all I'm going to say. There's one thing I really want to say on camera, but I cannot because it's a major spoiler. I won't say anything. So definitely 4 out of 5. I feel like for Spice, it had a little bit more spicy scenes. It was more sexual tension built up, but it wasn't its primary focus. I think I'm going to give it a 2.5. I felt like it was spicier than it really was, but a lot of it was just the built up tension. Like there was a lot of tension to the point where they finally got together. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at a 2.5, maybe closer to a 3. 2.75? Yeah, let's say that. 2.75 for Spice, because there were some moments individually, not together. Things were happening and you were just like, oh, okay, that's why it did feel spicy. Again, it was the built up, it was the tension. So 2.75. But yeah, that's Nocticadia. I think we can call this vlog a success. Even though I did not finish it before January ended, I did finish Nocticadia on February 1st. I'm still going to call it a success because I finished my full TBR at this point. We had some good reads. What did I read? Sorry, foggy brain right now. Oh yeah, I read Redeeming 6, which was a 5. That was straight up a 5 for me. Then I read the Happy Ever After playlist. That was a 3.5, and Nocticadia a 4. So I feel like we had very solid books this vlog. We had a 5 and like the other ones were pretty solid. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know down in the comments below, have you read any of these books? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content and now and then I make some lifestyle vlogs. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day and happy reading. Bye!